She said she got a man, she with me and make them jealous. I'm puffing on the guard, politicking with the fellas. We go full throttle, our motto never let a mayonnaise. Just want our ketchup, but they never let us. She want my chicken wing, I ain't talking lemon pepper. She dancing in the rain, what that mean? I gotta wet her. Broke ass nigga, get your life together. When you politicking with the fellas, I call it.
How y'all fellas doing, man? Y'all doing all right? Everybody
What's up, gents? What's up?
Y'all good, man?
Hey, tell your boy I said what's good, man. Cutting hair and shit.
Oh, yeah. Wayne, Mo said, what up?
Ain't shit shaking.
Hey, man. I figured, like I told you, I said, we talking hot versus hot. So I might as well be getting hot while we, you know what I'm saying? So the ladies can know it take a lot to look this good, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot to look this good. I wake up sexy in the morning, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
It don't just stop there, huh?
It don't just stop there. You know, God bless me. I'm favored. You know what I'm saying? I got, you know, not just in the look category, but in other categories, you feel me? That go to the dotness. Yo, welcome to another episode of the fellas. I'm your boy B.Bond, Smoking Sip Network in the building. We got J Will Mortal, we got B.Money, and we got Moses, the excellent one, the born again one. You know what I'm saying? Blessing us with his presence, you know what I'm saying? You got Wayne can't hear y'all, but you know, we got the haircut killer in the building. You take it, y'all gonna know why in a minute when I hit y'all with this topic. You know, we got some things to talk about. Fellas, how y'all doing, man? Let's go around the room. How we feeling? We'll start with J Will.
Hey.
Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, I'm good, man. You know, I was in a car accident, lost a battle with a semi truck yesterday, but or 2 days ago. But I'm alive and well, and my car not feeling too good right now. Getting that worked out, but your boy walking around and hop straight on the podcast, do it for the people. Yeah, J Mar gonna have to get taken care of. She not here. They got your boy in a Hyundai Elantra right now, but it's all good. Or actually, a Nissan Versa. They all the same. But hey, I'm alive, so I'm blessed.
Hey, you good? I ain't know you had got hit by a semi, man.
You don't be reading your text messages, man.
Bro, man, when stuff happens, let's just video phone call. Let's just do a tag call or something, man. I am the worst of all worst when it comes to reading text messages. I promise you, like, I can't keep up. I apologize, but I hate to hear that you was in an accident. You was by yourself or the fam was with you?
Yeah, I was by myself, so it was all good. Just me out there thugging, going to work. But hey, it's all good. I'm alive. Yeah. Praise Jesus.
Hey, praise Jesus, boy. Hey, thank God for all the older generation for praying over your life and the generation before. You know what I'm saying? Like, God,
hey, tell me about it.
So why we got the camera on you, Mo? How you feeling, man? How you doing? How life treat you, bro?
Hey, yo, listen, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm making power moves, so I can't complain. I just hate to hear that my boy was in an accident, and it just hit me a little different because on my way to Texas, I had went across like a bad car accident where it was hit by a semi, and the person was like pent in, like the car was totally damaged, all airbags was deployed. So when I hear like, oh my, one of my mans is like that, and because that's my profession, I automatically know how dangerous things could have really escalated to been. So I'm good, man. I count my blessings. I'm more so glad my boy Gucci, man. Like,
oh yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing all right, brother. We all glad that the juicer is here. It's probably all them juices that he be drinking and then pills he be popping. Why he's so
Hey,
the semi bounced off of him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They got more damage, right?
All right, moving down to the left hand side of the screen, my boy B.Money, my guy, my buddy, my brother, my noopity noop. How's it going, Noop?
Hey man, it's good. You know, my brother was in an accident. So nah, for real though, you know what I'm saying? Definitely just always good to be able to link back up with the bros, of course after, our trip to, Smoke and Sip does Vegas, we kicked in, done things. So we all been making moves and stuff here lately. So but staying in touch. So hey man, I'm just happy to link back up with my brothers to, bring some more hot stuff.
Well, speaking of hot stuff, well, I'll just say I'm doing all right. I'm chilling, making moves. Hopefully by the time y'all see this, I might be in sunny LA. You know what I'm saying? Making some moves myself. So by the time y'all see this, your boy LA has arrived. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of that, we want to talk something that's near and dear to our heart. If the church allows it, can the church say amen?
Amen.
All right. All right. So all our lives we had to fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start off like that. All our lives we had to fight. We've been called, pardon my language, fuck boys. We've been called, you know what I'm saying, thot. We've been called, you know what I'm saying, pretty boys. I mean, I was a part of a group in high school called the Pretty Boy Organization, PBO. I know no gang affiliations around here, but I know Jew and B.Money was in something called the Pretty Boy Clique. Is that correct? Do I got that correct, fellas?
It was pretty MFers.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, PMS.
And then
PMS.
also ESPN.
Okay.
Exceptionally sexy, pretty Negroes.
Okay. So, that all goes along with, our topic for today is hot versus hot, man. If I had an air horn, I'd hit the air horn right now. Hot versus hot. Is there a difference between the two? What's it take to be a hot boy or a hot girl or whatever the case may be? And just because you're hot, does that make you a thot? So we're gonna tackle all these these questions. Foundationally speaking, the first thing is, what does it mean to be hot? Am I on the right track? Am I tracking correctly? All right, so fellas, let's jump in. What does it mean to be hot?
Yeah, that's I think first question is like, what does it mean to be hot? From the foundational thought process of all of this is like, there's a lot of people out here now these days making moves, and there's a lot of people who's say this that's actually like being genuine with it, and some people just riding the coattails of others. So what is everybody out here making moves is not making moves that's hot. Some people making some false kind of moves, but again, as we know with social media and stuff, you can present that and filter it to be something different. So just real quick, in my opinion of what is actually hot is like I said earlier, like how are people truly genuinely moving? One thing that, of course, I know about my brothers is that as I watch them through the process of the things that they do in life, it's not just it's not just a filter. This is like, hey, this is genuinely me. And there's a lot of times they say what's done in the dark comes to light. So there's a lot of people that I watch them for a little while and be like, all right, if you've been in the game for this while, or if you still showing these type of results and progression, that's why I identify as being hot, not somebody who like you doing it at one moment and then you just disappear, and then you got to do something that is controversial, just to be controversial, just to get back on the scene. That's not hot to me.
Okay. To me, hot is what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the vibe. I'm getting my hair cut. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be blessed like Moses over here. You know what I'm saying? To have a full beard, or B.Money to have a full beard. The two dudes on the top of the screen, we ain't got no beard. You know what I'm saying? We baby faces around here. I tried to grow a beard for the whole pandemic and couldn't still get one. So finally I said it got to go. It just got to go. I cut it off. But hot is a way of life for me. You know what I'm saying? I think it's you don't have to try. I feel like either you are Moses, you sideways right now, brother. There you go. Either you are or you aren't. I feel like men and women both, you know what I'm saying? You could dress up an ugly person, you know what I'm saying? But hot is an inside. It's not necessarily outwardly, in my opinion, it's not an outwardly thing. The ugliest person could be hot because of the way they carry themselves. The way in which, you know, you walk in the room and you command that room. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, nigga, you ain't on no beach. But at the same time, the sexiest, most attractive person could be not hot in my mind because of the way they carry themselves. Like they stuck up, nose up in the air. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on what makes somebody hot.
Hey, real
Okay.
quick before you go, Jay Will, Moses. Hey, one thing that I've often heard in the spiritual community is they use, and I'm pretty sure it might have been used from somewhere else, but they say hot is being honest, open, and transparent. You know, as an acronym. So I believe, hey, when you if what you're doing, if you can be honest about it, open and transparent, and it still meets that standard, that's a part of hot too, into my definition. Sorry to cut back in, but I felt that would be good to have.
That was some heat. That was some heat, by the way. I just want to let you know that acronym was fire. All right, let me go before Captain America go, right? I just say, right, I think when it comes to hot, so when I automatically think that, right, I not only just look at the image, I look at the person's mental, you know what I mean? Because like, so for example, right, I would say somebody hot would be, for example, like Angela Bassett. I know she's older, but look how she carry herself. She carry herself in a manner in which you can see not only her sex appeal, but the way she responds and talk to the audience, the way she moves. I think some of the hottest stuff is when people not even like flamboyantly out there. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to make a scene. Like the girls in the 90s, 80s, and the 70s, they was hotter than the shorties now, because the shorties now, they own, like you said, B.Money, social media has changed the game for a lot of thought process to where the thought processes became a thought process. So chicks are just, I mean, you can go on social media and see everything they got. Like they don't give your mind nothing to imagine. You know what I'm saying? And even the guys too. I mean, I don't want to just be biased, but I mean, we as guys, or some guys out there, it's not about, you know what I'm saying, chivalry. It's about guys out here just trying to flex either with cash or with the muscles, but they mentally they can't handle it, or you know what I'm saying, or socially they can't handle being in a setting, and so you be looking like, oh, I can't, I can't rock. So um, I definitely think the difference would be how somebody carried themselves, right? Like like B.Bond said, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I was blessed and highly favored. So the people that are blessed and highly favored, you can tell, you can see who those people are because they come with the humbleness. But the people who be trying are really the thought ones to be doing the extra just to get the attention. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? The thotties is people who ain't had, like, nobody gave a time to think about them, so they got to do the extra to get seen. Uh, but yeah, that's just my piece.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it a different direction on that. First of all, I want to caveat for the folks that it's 8:30 here, so my cup is coffee. I don't drink in my letters. Shout out to the noobs. But so I'm gonna take the hotness to a different way. So looking at like the sport realm or just in life, you got like hot also meaning, I like that background, streaky. So sometimes, as we kind of transition this to like hot versus thought, like some people are just flashy, as Moses said, and some people actually are hot at that point in time. So there's nothing wrong with being hot because you on a streak. I mean, you making money, you blowing up and all that. But then sometimes it's like, are you blowing up because you really about that life, like what everybody said before, or are you out here thoughting? And then you just getting attention at that point in time and out here being flamboyant. So it's nothing necessarily wrong with being high on a streak. And sometimes some people capitalize on that and take it somewhere else. But I'll stop right there. Elaborate later.
But so
Hey,
flip
hot
side of
background,
that,
Mo.
Huh?
I said hot background, Moses.
We'll appreciate it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm trying to find something so I can really turn it up for us. That's what I'm trying to do. So
oh Lord, uh, you know, Moses already kind of answered this, but on the flip side of that, we got Thot, man. So I feel like this is gonna bring some controversy to the show just a little bit. What makes somebody a Thot, man? For real, for real.
They for the
Who want to
streets.
tackle it first?
They for the streets. I mean, somebody for folks that aren't familiar with Thought. I mean, it's that hoe over there, or some people can say that heathen over there. But usually it's someone that's for the streets and that's just out here with everybody, whether that's like sexually or it's just dating, or it can be a lot of different reasons
Watch
as
the
to why
pimping.
that person, why somebody, yeah, they out here getting smashed by everybody or smashing everybody, and
We
that's
all know these
that's
chicks
usually what
going to
we
Dubai.
say in the background of they for the streets, and they're willing to do whatever. Exactly, because I mean you can see a lot of to folks bank accounts don't really add up to what they're actually doing in their career, their lifestyle. So all you yeah, I didn't know if I was oh yeah, I was frozen over there. So I'm gonna pause for a little bit, make sure this internet come back good.
So I'll jump in while you allow that to. So like again, I'm not the most hip guy, out there. So I think I was a little late to the party on the whole Thought. Even though it's been out for a while, But by the time it came out, I was like, what was that? And of course, everything about it, had the sexual, connotations to it, and even though this is a sex, we're talking about Thought and saying, sexual connotations, all this that we do here as a fellas, we always speak about how, the grow and the level up. And I think that people took the Thought mentality of just, as, Brother Drew said, of being for the streets and made that like a lifestyle. And, like everything that we're doing that, I say word, but that people are doing that is like thottish mentality is for the streets. How can I appease the streets? You know what I'm saying? Even if you go from a sexual standpoint, it's like, what can I do to somebody to get some from them, whether it's just an actual sexual pleasure, but sometimes it's even like, oh, because I'm trying to get my rent paid, or and again, that's more so speaking in theory or in thought process. We normally associate that with women, but you have a lot of guys out here right now who like gaming women from woman to woman to woman because they got women out here buying them stuff and doing things like that. But then they're like being dependent upon that person, what I'm saying, or providing a sexual pleasure to be dependent upon them to provide substance for their life. And for me, that's like I say, it started to become like a lifestyle that people will go out there and put anything on the internet or do stuff that I'm just like, don't get me wrong. When I look at it, I'll be like, what? I may laugh, I may have some sort of, like thought processes about it, but and it can be entertaining. But when I look at it, I'll be like, man, that's a sad picture. I feel sorry for them that they feel like they got to do that to have other people speak to them and add fake substance to their life. I'll stop there.
Hey, do you have thought processes or thought processes?
I want to pose a question. I don't know if y'all watched the show last night, but Bryce and I was talking about the new Young Miami song, where she just was name dropping rappers talking about how they could get it, and I mean the video was, she can't rap to me, but the video was, you know what I'm saying, like something to behold in my eyes. Was that thottish?
Oh, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know because, right, like, so I just heard something. I want a caveat to that real quick, right? So let's pin that, right? Because I heard something on BT Exposed, right? It was saying, like, how Drake will have a private party and he would invite 50 to 100 girls, only have like 10 to 15 dudes or people to come to the party. So
That's thirsty as hell.
Is that really is that a body? You know what I'm saying, to keep the bait thirsty for him? You know what I'm saying? Because really, all the girls coming for him, but they say he never speaks to none of them. Like he never speaks to none of them. He don't say nothing to him. He don't hug him. Don't talk to him or nothing. So is that considered thottish?
I would say so. I think. Listen, I'm one of the biggest Drake fans in the world. You know what I'm saying? I like Drake, but when I tell you that man is one of the dudes that just tries way too hard, in my opinion, he tries way too hard. Like he's just not a natural. You could tell. Like I mean, we all probably got teased back in the day, but Aubrey Graham wasn't Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like he Drake now. He's on his pedestal now, but that's not who he was, and it bothers me to a certain extent because it's like, dude, I could tell you trying hard. You poking your lips out in the pictures and shit like that bothers me, bro. But go ahead.
So I'll say this real quick, B, to speak to the Drake statement, but then also to speak back to the actual question that you asked. Yes, I do believe in a sense it's kind of hard because a lot of the times we look at that him just being strategic to make sure he's either staying relevant because he also know if women rocking with you, then other men gonna follow the women and that's gonna keep you, relevant. But again, that's why, like I said, you kind of doing certain things to allow yourself to stay relevant or add substance to you. So technically it is come off like thottish. Based off, I haven't seen that yet, B, with Young Miami, but what I would say again, speaking from that same Drake standpoint, it could be very strategic because if she's saying these guys can get it, then now they're gonna be more inclined to like work with her or be like, oh, that's my girl, or shout her out. But you know what I'm saying? Just in that industry, there's a lot of things that come with that. More than likely, but we say in the like music industry, but now these days in life, there's just so many other things that come with that cost that if you be like, hey, I'm showing interest in you, that people are gonna be like, okay, well, they're already interested, then I'm gonna get something out of it. Yeah, I'll do a song with them, or I'll take pictures with them, but I'm gonna get something out of it. And there has to be that expectation. And again, part of that is strategy, but there is a very heavy part of that is that underlying thottish mentality that people have made normal, and we have become numb to that. It is normal that we don't call it out anymore. So I'll say, to answer the question overall, yes, it's thottish on both ends.
So moving and please stop me if you need to. You know what I'm saying? I think posing the question of is there, because we mentioned some dudes and we mentioned some ladies. You know what I'm saying? Is there a double standard when it comes to the hot versus hot thing? Like, I guess the main example that you brought up, Brittany Renner. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would consider her hot and hot. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, is there a double standard for men and women when we looking at, if somebody is just on a hot run right now, if they're on the street, or are they just being a thought? I know from a guy's perspective, we quick to big up our guys when they on like a hot 6, 7 chick run, and you like, man, this nigga don't miss. He don't miss. But then let a chick go on a 7 nigga run, and we looking at her with the side eye. Like, it's like sticking my dick out the window type stuff. You know what I'm
saying? Hey, you know what I think? You know what I think, man, when it comes to that statement is like, what are we insecure and what are we secure about in ourselves, right? So sometimes just because the way we look, right, or the way we may dress, because like sometimes, like just for example, when we went out in Vegas, right, I ain't no thought, I ain't no ugly brother. I've been blessed by the gods. You know what I'm saying? But like when we going out and I had my shirt open and all this got changed.
My bad, Moses. I gotta interrupt you. I mean, I know you say you ain't no thought, but I want to say that might be debatable.
Hold on, Paul. Hey, just look at my background. Hey, just look at my background picture as you make that comment. Oh, all right. So like I said, you know what I'm saying? Hey, when you blessed, right? Like, and this ain't even being trying, cause like sometimes that just may be your fashion, right? And people may assume, you know what I'm saying? But you may have just a humble heart about yourself. But when people see you, they automatically bring like how they persecute you, like how they did like shoot, Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Like you just look at them and automatically say, oh, this and this and this and that, and it's like
you putting yourself on the same pedestal as Jesus?
Hey, I'm definitely not, but I use that as an analogy. But I am one of his close brothers, so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm honestly, for real, I'm just literally saying, right, if we secure in ourselves and how we carry ourselves, right, even if it look thottish, I think at that point it has to come to where your mental at, right? Have you ever seen a bad chick? I mean, super bad. And I mean, she may look like she revealing, showing something, but when you really try to holler at her or back at her, or you seen somebody holler at her or try to back at her, they ain't get nowhere. Or you ever seen somebody, she look bad, and I mean, she may have some leggings on, all that whoop, 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 junk look like it's showing something, but then you roll up on it, she like, nah, I got a man. But you be looking like, boy, you look like you got daggone advertising something, but like, nah, this is I wear clothes. I ain't what these for you to come over here and look. I like to look good. You know what I'm saying? So I just think maybe it like when we use these words, like I think we got to think about the person's mental state, you know what I'm saying? Or how they carry themselves to what we see outside, right?
Yeah, I think it's a lot more than what somebody got on, because a lot of times with females it's easier because, God bless them with different assets that they could show off, and whether they're using that for money or they're just using it because they work out at the gym and they're able to actually, show it off a little bit. I mean, I've never been against somebody showing it off. So, I mean, that don't mean they out here thoughting. And, kind of going back on the Drake comment before, yeah, I do agree with what B.Bond said. That is a version of thought of what I said earlier, where people are just looking for attention or that level of companionship. But I think the double standard still exists out there. I think it's becoming more prevalent for people to accept what women are doing out here. But I think it comes down to, like the Young Miami situation. If she's saying it, I look at it a whole differently when I'm just like, whatever. I don't agree with it, but I'm not looking at it in a negative fashion, as negative of a fashion than, a female that's acting like she's not out here tricking, or a dude that's like, I'm not out here for the streets. I'm just out here, making sure these girls have a good time. At the same time, just own up to whatever you're doing. And if you are, then some of those terms don't even come to fruition. And people not looking at it as a double standard. They're just holding everybody on an equal plane.
You said one key thing, Joe, is like owning up to it. And that's one of my biggest things is about it. Some things I don't view as a double standard, not because of the, objectively you're looking at it on paper that is not a double standard. I don't look at it because of how society operates. Like if I'm a man and I don't come home and try to take care of my family and do all these different things, I'm a sorry man. And that's always been. But if you have a woman who don't do those type of things, you know what I'm saying, then it's like circumstances are it's just so hard for her. But like she could just not be doing those things, not to be doing them. Like she could be a truly sorry woman before, and I could literally have life challenges that, people see. But if you just see it on the surface, it's just gonna be like, dang. Then there's also those things that like, I don't know if everybody's seen the well, actually, I won't even reference that. I'll just say this. So in the gym today, my old lady was like, "Dang, man, why is this chick over here, doing all these yoga moves like in the middle of the like aisle where people have to walk through?" Is like, dang, is she trying to get attention or what? So another thing is I have these very open conversations, where women now in these days, first they had yoga pants, now they have the TikTok pants, and now they got like these leggings in the gym where literally the pants go into the into the crack of their behind. So what I'm saying, at that point in time, it's like, okay, that's
lovely though. Let's be honest. Ain't they lovely though?
I'm not here to debate all of that, but they're very entertaining and they can be very, what I'm saying, like they eye catching. They are eye catching.
Hey, I gotta stop putting y'all predicaments to answer these types of questions. I'm gonna stop.
And I'm sorry, let me put my politician words. They're eye catching. So, what I'm saying, at the end of the day though, but we say that's acceptable, but like, Brother Mo said, like it's kind of like you advertising something. So you also got to be mindful, like, of what are you advertising? What are you putting out there? And then if a guy come and say something to you, then like, oh, he wrong. You know what I'm saying? He wrong. And now respect to because I do not agree with like sexual assault, but then that's when you have those false allegations of people like, oh, now I'm a part of the Me Too movement, when it's like, no, you actually like was looking for that attention, but that attention brings something. And like that's where again, going back to what Brother Jew said, that's why I'd be like, AK, you got to own up if you actually want this attention. And if you're not really trying to get this attention, you can put on some leggings that don't go up in the crack of your behind that, and just go do your work.
I mean, that's true too. But I mean, there's been some times I wear like a open shirt. I mean, I ain't got my nips out or anything, but I'm in the gym and I got an open shirt.
I thought you was gonna say you got some leggings on.
Nah. Hey, I don't wear no leggings.
I wear no leggings, but I'll throw on the great sweatpants in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you throw the great sweatpants on. But I mean, there's times, I mean, if you think about, I mean, a lot of us all play sports and we used to be out there at track practice. Like when you getting it in, you're not really worrying about what you got on. There used to be sometimes we out there had some tights on, no shirt on, and you out there just dripping sweat and trying to make it through. The females would be out there with some short tights on and a sports bra on. You know, everybody out there half naked just trying to get through practice because it's too hot outside. So I mean, in the gym, yeah, like in your situation, what you said, B, like that female was doing the most. But a lot of times when some of these females go to the gym, I mean, there's a lot of dope gear and apparel out there for women. So a lot of times when I see someone dressed like that, I'm like, they work for that body and they got a nice outfit on. I don't look too much into it, but that's just like the gym community. But I did want to add another element to this double standard question, and is what is the clarification of somebody thought on the bodies on them? Like how many bodies they have? Is it so many in a month, so many in a week, so many in a year, so many in a lifetime? Because we're in that situation now where if you're around a female that's like 30 some years old or a dude that's 30 some years old and ain't been married, they might have a lot of bodies. But does that mean they're actually thought? So I'm just gonna
I'm not
throw that
answering that
curve.
question.
I wish we had an air horn. Oh my God, I wish we had the air horn rocking right now. Uh, uh, hey, I agree. Right. I want to just piggyback on what you said, like reference like when you were speaking with the like track practice or whatever, right? Um, and you would think like from track practice, right? Like especially when you got so much of your body exposed, like how you said, when you got the male leggings on, more likely we don't wear drawers in it because that's enough compression for us to get our workout on and what we need to actually do, right? And that's the same with females when they wear the volleyball compression shorts and the sports bra. Like we everything is exposed, right? But the mental part is what makes that difference, right? So like when we in practice, it's like we're not thinking about looking at the flesh. You may see it, you know what I'm saying? You like, damn, that shit look good, right? But ultimately, you're not focused on that. You know what I'm saying? But like B.Money was saying, our society has started cultivating our cultures into believing and to thinking that everything that is done and approved by on social media is done and is rightful when it comes to real life, and that's not true. You know what I mean?
And I agree with you 100%, Mo. And I don't want to be reckless with my statement. You made a very good point, brother Jew, when you made the comment. There are a lot of people out here working for that. It's not that, as you say, it's the mentality. You see that person in that outfit walking around, speaking to like every dude, or even the guys. Like I see guys doing it even more than girls, where they walking around like up in every female face. You know what I'm saying? But then you just kind of like then you have different, you know. But then when something said to you, you have a different thing. But I did want to answer your question, but I want to make sure, can you repeat your that additional element so I can make sure I'm addressing it in the right fashion?
All right. And so since we started off and B.Bond said, be specific of what somebody thought. So he's talking about from like the physical piece. What classify somebody as a thought of how many bodies are they having? Is it in a week? Is it in a month? Or is it just over their lifetime? So what puts
And that,
somebody in that category, male or female, and addressing it, your answer in a way of, is it a double standard? Is that number the same for male as it is for the females, or what puts them in that thought category?
so Brother Mo said it earlier. So when I was in college, there was these guys I knew, and like in their room, they literally had, you know, this thing that they call like quota, where they would literally be like, hey, they're gonna go and have so many women in a month. You know, that was some thottish type stuff. However, you know what I'm saying, there are some people, as Brother Mo was saying, like, hey, I'm out here, I'm just kind of getting it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. It's like I'm not out here going to go in, be all, you know, be all of that. But you know, you can't still both of those people can have like similar numbers, but I think it's just about like how they going with it. It's like, hey, I'm getting it by like the technical terms, they both are thoughts. But that's where for me, because of what you said earlier, is the fact that like our society is in a different stage. I'm not going to say where it's progressive or whatever, but I'm going to say we're in a different, you know, stage of right now where it is acceptable to be like back in the day, if a chick hit double digits, she definitely, before she get married, she definitely a thought. But as you also said, there's so many factors that's played into that with like how old you are, maybe how many serious relationships are, because definitely I say you could be with a person after a month because, especially with assets, so much more assets, you can kind of really get comfortable with somebody after a month and be having and have sex with them. And, and it's very reasonable to meet 2 or 3 people throughout the year. So then it's very reasonable, or, 4 people, you say a person a quarter, and I don't think that makes you thottish. And then, but if you say then you don't get married till you're 30, you start having sex at 20. I'm not about to do quick math, but if you say 4 a year, that's 40, over 10 years, that's 40 bodies. You know what I'm saying? And technically that's a lot, but I wouldn't 100% call you a thot. But there are those people who's out here that's like, they didn't have sex till they was 28 and they got married at 30 and they got 40. And now I'm like, you at a thot. So I think there's factors that you have to take in that, maybe when they first start having sex, where is they peak moments and certain things like that. So, but if I had to give a straight number, 100%, just for the sake of conversation, I would say once you get past 30 bodies, you enter in thottish range.
Really?
Interesting.
30?
Yeah.
I gotta go 30, even being realistic,
Yeah. I think that's fair. Because even if you get
in 30 bodies make them a thot.
Because after 15,
30 bodies,
50,
30 bodies make you a thot. For like sexually, if you don't like for men or both, like if you don't go with 30, that's it. 30. That's what I'm saying. 30 is.
So are you saying?
So what's your number?
You said for men? Are you saying men? Just for men and women? B, right? B, that's for men and women. Okay.
Men and women. No double standard there. Men and women. Because I wouldn't say this last part. I'll be quiet. Because back in the day, we used to always cats used to call females bust downs. But there's a lot of men who out here bust downs too. It's just that just because you fresh with it don't mean you're not a bust down. So no double standard there.
Remember my boy Wayne where it said 30 is seasoned. I would say if you 20 or below, you're a rookie. 30 and below, or when you 21 to 30, I would say you seasoned. 31 to 45, I would say you're a vet. And then anything over 45, I would say you're a thot.
Oh, hey, I say this, right? And this legit. I don't think no number makes it thottish, right? I think your actions would make it thottish.
Politically correct here. Give us the answer, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. We giving the real life numbers here. Don't be safe.
Right.
I'm gonna call you T in a minute.
Look, check this out, right? You can be somebody that never had sexual encounter before, but let's just say your swag get up. Let's say your morale get up. And then next thing you go, you never had nothing. Then next thing you know, you done smashed. Let's say you done smashed 3 different chicks all in one day. For a male, or let's just say the chick smashed 3 different dudes all in the same day. I think the action
3 different females
would be that it would be the thought process. You know what I'm saying? I like the experiences in which that person does. Yeah, that's a lot of numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, okay, whoa. But I think who that person is and how they act, you know what I'm saying? I think that's really what makes them the thought, you know what I'm saying? So like if a man or a female, go they let's just say at the club or something, and then they do it in the bathroom, and then she go meet somebody else and get in the head in the bathroom. Or vice versa, if a guy hit a chick in the parking garage and then turn around and get to the club, and then he gets some neck in the VIP section. You know what I'm saying? I think those are examples, I would say, of thottish actions and materials. Not necessarily say, in my opinion, would say numbers.
Okay. I'll rock with you on that one, Mo.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Fair.
You posed the question. Go ahead, G.
All right, I'm gonna say it depends now. No, so it's yeah, I would say. I mean, I like how you put it with like the number, but at the same time, it's if they start being active at like 22, and by the time they're 25 years old, they have 30 bodies. I'm like, yeah, you moving kind of quick over there, and But I'm gonna say there is no number to it for the double standard reasons. For the double standard reasons, if a guy and a female, or female and a guy have the same amount of bodies on them, it really don't make a difference on what your gender is. I think it's more that frequency piece. So I'm gonna say for that, under the age of 30, if you got 30 bodies on you, I mean, you could be in that thought category. I mean, once you get over 30, I don't really think there's no number to it. Just because of the fact that, the frequency of what B.Money was saying earlier. I mean, if you had one a year and you started at 15, 16, and you about 35 getting ready to get married, I mean, you could easily be at 20, 30 right there for a female or male. But under the age of 30, I mean, you're in that category. You're for the streets if you're over 30. And look, and sometimes people just gotta accept it. We talked about it in the beginning. Sometimes you just gotta accept it if you for the streets. I don't mean you still for the streets, just been for the streets.
Hey, can we keep it 100 one second? Let's just be real. Let's just use Brittany Renner as the example, right? Who on this call would not wife up Brittany Renner just because she for the streets? Exactly.
I never see myself with that woman.
So what I'm saying is, I think we put this false narrative out there that just because a woman enjoys, or we could say women or men, just because they enjoy sex, man, it don't mean that they can't get wiped up or whatever. Now, if you got 10 kids out here and 10 different baby daddies, you're gonna have a different conversation.
Hey, I disagree because Ludacris said it best. Ludacris said you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Hoes don't act right. Hoes on a mission is hoes on a dick fight. You know what I'm saying? So I just say that to say, hoe, thought, jump off, whatever you want to call it. Once he or she's out there, you're out there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to break those attributes. You know what I'm saying? Because a person who is what they are.
I don't know, man.
Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge?
So I'm gonna say I think there's different seasons for that because I think you have those people where there's a male or a female, just like, hey, I'm in college or I'm in my young part of my life. I'm just out here having fun. To that right person come through to like really scoop me and make me like settle down. Until then, I'm attractive and people want me, so let me just go ahead and have fun right now, no strings attached. And I mean, I might be for the streets during that time, but then at some point in time, I can snap all of that when the right person come around. And I think there's some females in this day and age where, because that doesn't as much, they're like, oh, I'm willing to go have some fun. Probably not as frequent as a dude is, but as soon as that right guy come along and scoop me up, I can cut all that off right away. I mean, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of dudes out there that's known like they didn't know that girl for the streets, and then later on you hit her up a few years later, and she's like, "Nah, I'm good," because of the fact that she found that right person.
Hey, but look, they did a survey for men to women. They say 30% of all women got a side junk or dude that they texting on the low ball they catch. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what the number is for guys. You know what I'm saying? But girls are way more smoother than as far as like being able to, conceal and hide stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to, poke any bears in this statement. I'm just saying that I don't know if it would be that easy for somebody just to cut off. And I would just say in this day and time to cut it off because of how social media presents everything. It seems like it's okay to be a hoe now. It seems like it's okay to be a thought now. It's okay to not to be a quality person nowadays. It seems like, not saying that's for everybody and that's true. I'm just saying it seems like. So a lot of people in today's time just seem like they're trying to live up to social media and not to reality, right? So it's creating this different level of human beings. Like nobody wants to really work out no more. They just want to get the BBLs and all this stuff. Nobody really wants to put that work in no more. Everybody wants this perfect marriage, perfect relationship, and nobody even thinks like the original. You know what I'm saying? How did you get to that? You know what I'm saying? Going through the arguments, going through the dates, going through, oh, I want that gym body. I want to look like that. I got to put that work in. You know what I'm saying? And I think because of that, and it goes back to me, for me, I would say, in my opinion, is to how life and society is changing and what we're allowing to accept. So it's just seemed like it's just becoming of the norm. I would say.
Bro, so that's the reason, like you said that, bro, Mo, and that's the reason why even when I say let's think about it, I just said 30 bodies. And Cass was like, for real? Like, if you go back, and I know people always do this whole thing of like, well, we not in the 50s. Like, no, it don't matter. If you really think about it, to say like, dang, man, the things you do with your, you know what I'm saying? If you got an old lady, anybody out there, if you was to seriously think about like, dang, I done this type of stuff, with my significant other. What if this person, like, they did that with 30 other people? Like, that's not gonna go the same. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
I try not to think about stuff like that, bro.
I mean, you shouldn't. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You shouldn't, because at the end of the day, you can go down the thing and be like all that. But at the end of the day, you really have to also take into account that, like, some of those things.
I think that might be a different conversation. That might be a whole other podcast in its own. Can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
Yeah, hey, and that's very true. So I'm gonna stop right there, but I'm gonna say you can't. It's just like, born again virgins. You know what I'm saying? Born again, people, when you give your life to God, it's like, man, I was living out here in these streets. It don't erase everything you did, but you're changing your path. So just because you have the title of a thought, in my opinion, doesn't mean that you can't remove that. You know what I'm saying? That title. But for that season of your life, you was a thought. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that some people look at. Just because you was something, that's why you have testimonies. That's why you have redemption stories. Is because at one point in time in my life,
I was thotting on these streets,
right?
But I dove into the water.
So that's the case. You know what I'm saying? They was out here doing these things and they changed it. So I think that's where we also get into that. Like, well, you're looking at me this way. You're like, nah, man, I'm telling you what you were. And now I'm praising you for, you know what I'm saying, the fact that you kind of change your ways. And like, that's what I said, it can be a mentality. It can be just the actual pure, I think, original nature of why the term came out there. And that's the hard part about it. Like, we get so offended by different things, but as Brother Moses says, that's reality. You can't get offended by reality. Reality is, if you don't want that to be your truth and your reality, change it.
Back to one thing that you just said, and then we can move on. The TikTok out there that says she was calling this dude daddy, and when she out there cheating, it slipped out at one point in time, and she put it back in. Like, there's stuff like when those things are said, I'll be like, I try not to think about stuff like that for this reason. I don't in the bedroom. So, for me, in the ways that I get down with other dudes, that's pill to swallow, man. So let's leave that one. You know what I'm saying? Let's leave that one to the street.
No, I agree. So it seems like 30 bodies or 100 bodies, ain't nobody a thought. We out here just living in these streets. And then it seems like there's no double standard out there anymore, which is good. It's just like you either a thought or you not. Hot the street.
I would say it's not. There is a double standard, but I don't think we the ones that. I don't think we're the ones to answer that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just for the simple fact is, I feel like as people, if you feel like you out here thotting and you for the streets, then that's what you are. You thotting and you for the streets. I'm both to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you should leave it up for anybody else to make that judgment call for you.
Right. I agree.
But then that's also however the social media to me plays a very big factor in it, is because it's how is it, the picture painted. You know what I'm saying? Again, as I stated, if I can go to a dude and be like, hey man, yeah, you want some thought stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, oh yeah, I am. And I think society for so long, we accept men in a sense being thought, so when they're called is okay. And I guess it does technically speak to a double standard, but the reason why I say it's not is because there are a lot of dudes out here wifing up females who've been out there on some thought type stuff. So that's to me a level of like acceptance and removing some of that double standard, but you still have that title, and that's the biggest thing about it. Like, what are the actions that follow it? So, if a female come up to a dude and be like, you a thought, but I'm still gonna marry you, then it's like, yeah, your title's still there, but
that's still getting into that, whether it's a male or a female that, hoe into
but that's why I also said there's a lot of females out here who still getting wifed up as we even reference, you know what I'm saying? I don't know her entire life, so I'm not going to like bash this one, but like say from the reports and all the type of stuff of what, you know, Brittany Renner did, she, you know, people will put her in that category of being a thot, you know. But let's just say for the sake of this conversation, she still got wifed up, thot or not. So is that a double standard? It's a question.
I mean, I don't think it's a double standard because of the fact that it only becomes a double standard if PJ was out there doing the same thing and then she decided to marry him and say yes, but we don't know enough about him. So it's kind of hard to say a
Fair.
double standard because it's the same level of information is not out there for both. And then so that's
That's
why I
fair.
just think it more comes down to,
Well,
you know, the easiest way to say it is like on the body's tip on, okay, if B.Money went to the club right now and, you know, I had like, you know, was with like 4 females, and then, you know, Brittany went to the club and was with 4 dudes, is everybody going to look at it the same? And I don't think people are going to look at it the same. People are going to look at that female with a little bit, you know, sideways more. So I think some of the double standard in that frequency exists, not so more over the longevity and how somebody living.
well, I think she actually said that, you know what I'm saying, she won't, you know what I'm saying, she would do for a little bit, but then it's like she back to her original ways. You know what I'm saying? I go back to the mentality of, you know, you just gotta have discernment and know who you see. You know what I'm saying? And if you are gonna look like something up, uh, you just gotta be vigilant of their traits. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not saying that Brittany could not be loved on and lovable. It's just that you just got to know how to love those type of people. You know what I'm saying? And if the thing is, it's always somebody out here that got your number. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm talking about when I say got your number, I mean they come around and they make you melt. You know what I'm saying? You just see them and you smile. It's just you just got to know what that number is. And you know what I'm saying? I do think it's somebody for everybody, but everybody ain't that quality material. You know what I'm saying? I think we had this one on way back in maybe one, two, or like the third episode that when we first started, and we was actually talking about quality and you know what I'm saying, if that person is dateable, or you know what I'm saying, or married, like if you marry that person, can you marry this person, or is this person just one of the ones that's always, it's better just to be single. And they said in the Bible too, everybody ain't meant to be married. Everybody ain't kings. Everybody ain't queens. Some people out here is everybody out here make the world go round. So some people got to be jokers. Some people out here got to be servants. We just got to all know what that number is for that person, because you mess around out here and you think you marrying a queen and she a joker, the joke's gonna be on you. So you know what I'm saying? When like Brother Bonds was saying, eh, I don't want to hear nothing about you messing around with this and that, because that's gonna throw me all off. And then when I see you and you know what I'm saying, like how the TikTok joke say, you got your hand around the neck like bang, hand on bong, hitting it like bong bong. You know what I'm saying? The shorty ain't gonna be, she ain't gonna be looking at you like that, because she gonna be thinking about whoever gave her what had her number. So now that's all I got to say.
Out this chair, I'm about to give y'all the first view of what hot look like. You know what I'm saying? Cause, you know what I'm saying? The haircut killer, #1 sponsor for Smoke Sip. You know what I'm saying? And then when he take off this cape, y'all gonna see the new merch, the new hoodie. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure y'all cop that too. You know, cause it's hoodie season. Oh, y'all see the work. Y'all see the work. Y'all see the work. And then, hold on, let me show. Bam. Oh, my God. Y'all see that line? Oh, my God. CrispyHot.com. You know what I'm saying? So, but without further ado, do y'all got anything before we close this show out?
Tell Wayne he cutting numbers down on the 8.
Hey, yeah, nothing for me. You know, this has been good. Another good topic, another good conversation. I'm looking forward to the next one in a couple of weeks.
Hey, my last thing is just final remarks is that I always believe double standards is based on accountability, you know. But also at the end of the day, I just want to do my excellence realize, and what today my excellence realize is going to be brother B.Bond's haircut.
Appreciate it. Wayne, you just got excellence realized today. You know what I'm saying? For blessing your boy. Already. You know what I'm saying? Moses, you got anything, brother?
All I would say is I'll just piggyback off what everybody else saying. That's it. I ain't got nothing really to say. I think everything was kind of explained. So hey Wayne, shout out to you, man. Hey, you shutting it down, man. Come line the beard up, man. Cause my joint looking rough.
1 second, I'm gonna take off the Bluetooth so he can hear you. Hold on. Go ahead, bro.
Hey Wayne. You ain't cut killer. You ain't playing no games out there, huh, baby?
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's automatic, bro.
Yeah,
baby. hey, Drew, you got anything before we close it out, bro?
No, I'm good, man. You know, if you got bodies, if you ain't got bodies, I mean, if you thought, you can always come back to the light. But everybody need love. Hoes need love too.
Amen.
All right. With that being said, can the church say amen?
Amen.
Hey, this has been another fellas episode coming to you live from Haircut Killer Studios, coming to you live from LA, coming to you live from BA, from the streets of Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Based on the background that Moses got here. Hey, y'all be blessed, man, and we holla at you. We out.
Let's get it.
She said she got a man, she with me and make him jealous. I'm puffing on the guard, politicking with the fellas. We go full throttle, our motto never let a man just want our ketchup, but they never let us. She want my chicken wing, I ain't talking liver pepper. She dancing in the rain, what that mean? I gotta wet her. Broke ass nigga, get your life together. When you politicking with the fellas, I call it.